listeners, to another top tier list. I see what I did there. Today we're doing something. The game modes. We were gonna do blasters, but we decided we were gonna do this instead. I don't know. It's whatever. We've got like what 10, 11 game modes. I don't really recall, but we've got them all here. Even some kind of bonus ones that aren't as much game modes, but they're kind of just like their own thing. But you just pretty much everything you can kind of do. I don't think the campaign in here, but that's whatever. It's not really the same thing. Anyway, we're gonna jump right into it. Cullen, Brendan, if you have anything you'd like to say before we start, get anything off your chest related to game modes?
Only related to game modes?
Well, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I can't think of a joke, so let's get started. Alright, where are we gonna put arcade?
Arcade, that's
I'm thinking lower tier, not because it's bad inherently, but
when we're saying arcade, that's like the ones like where you got your battle scenarios and you also got like split screen.
yeah.
And stuff.
Remember, this is different than instant action. But
which one is?
Well, actually, hold on.
I mean,
what instant action is where you can do like kind of mock supremacy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But you can also do that in arcade, but I think it's a little bit better in instant action.
Yeah, because Supremacy. Yeah, I mean, like in arcade, you can only do, I think, just like onslaught or team battle. I think. Or
Yeah.
maybe, like,
So I feel like arcade has kind of been made irrelevant, rice gum,
yeah.
by instant action, honestly. So
I mean, I do like the battle scenarios. It's kind of fun. It's nice. It's been there since the beginning. I think it's just kind of all right. You
I
don't
think
really.
D tier.
I'd say C tier because you still get some fun out of it.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I really think D tier, but
Come on.
Brendan, what do you think?
I like C tier. I mean,
Okay.
the only thing that I really don't like about it is that it's like you play it once and then you don't really do it again unless it's like a yearly thing.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Blast. Blast is fun. It's pretty dead, but I really enjoy it. Yeah, I wish it was more active, but I always have a good time whenever I play Blast. Blast is team deathmatch, right?
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
100 versus 100, like 100 lives.
Yeah.
100 lives.
I'm thinking B.
Yeah, big because like it's
Yeah.
pretty good. Sometimes it's a little lackluster because it's just a reinforcement or whatever. But especially when you're just like it's the resistance versus the first order. If you're the resistance, you got a big amount. You just do a lot, and you're kind of reliant on your team, and it can be a little annoying. But it's still good. It's nicely done. 100 lives. It's just basic. It's a good combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
there's
fun.
nothing special about it, but like if you ever need something to do, like you get bored of Supremacy, Galactic Assault, or HVV, you can always go to Blast if you want to do something different.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got the campaign.
So the campaign is here.
The campaign fucking sucks in my opinion. Pardon my French. I'm thinking D or F. I'd lean more towards F, but I want to hear your cases.
I would say I don't think it's F because the main problem with it is it really sucks. But I mean, there isn't that much wrong with it other than it's really boring and it's really easy, and I just don't care. A good feature, something that has a leg up over the EA's best game in 10 years, Jedi Fallen Order. That's a good game, but Battlefront 2 has a leg up here. One of the few things you can skip the cutscene, and this game out 2 years earlier. Who thought of that? Crazy, I know. Even in New Game Plus, just want to get that off my chest. But like, it's really boring. And the characters all suck.
But also, the story in Jedi Fallen Order is infinitely more interesting.
Yeah, no,
than
that was just a joke. I don't actually. I was not trying to make the debate that it's better. I'm just saying that I like being able to skip cutscenes because it's a boring story. But it's still. I mean, the gameplay. It's very basic. A lot of there's not that many things you do. A lot of times you'll protect a guy while the bar moves across at the top. You'll attack an objective. You kill a bunch of guys.
It's not unplayable. It's just really lame.
Yeah, it really is very lame.
It's just lame.
Yeah.
I think F. But
no,
I'd say D.
Being lame
F's
over being actually
harsh.
bad, I think, is definitely better.
All right. Next up, we got Capital Supremacy. This is a fun ass game mode. Not gonna lie.
I'd say S.
Yeah, I'd say S too. Really fun. Can go on a little bit long, but it's one of the flagship game modes, I'd say, and I really enjoy it.
It's definitely a good successor from, what was it called? Galactic Supremacy from the original
I think it was
Battlefront.
a Galactic
Definitely a
Conquest.
step.
Yeah, Galactic
Definitely a
Conquest.
step up.
But it's nice. The best maps are in this prequels. Pretty much all of the other one. I mean, they just kind of fall
What's it?
short. The other ones, sequels like I remember Agent Cost is kind of chill sometimes. I don't know, but for the most part, just a great good game mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
It's
up,
a
we
fun
got
game.
co-op. Co-op definitely has its place. It's good for grinding. It's a good warm-up. It's pretty fun, honestly. It's very easy.
It can build your ego and
Because
make
it's
you feel like,
AI.
oh yes.
Yeah. But, it's easy to get heroes, easy to grind. I think A for co-op, it is a little, it's not as much fun to play against AI, but I do think it's a good game mode, and it's definitely, has the right place and the right time.
It'd also probably be one of the last game modes to die because all you need is one other person to find a match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can always find a game of co-op.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of really fun strategies you can try out in co-op.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think A tier. You guys agree with that?
Hey,
Yeah.
I'd say definitely A. There's a debate for us, but I don't really want to make it. So
Yeah. So next up is Ewok Hunt. When this originally dropped, it seemed like it was going to be kind of lame, I think, for a lot of people. But it actually ended up being pretty fun. Actually, I really like Ewok Hunt. It's you can hop into a match really quick. Fun to be the Ewoks. It's fun to sort of like gang around, especially in the map where it's close to the AT-AT, so you can all hang up in like the hangar area. It's
yeah, it's
I have
definitely
a
some
good
good.
time. I have a good time with Ewok Hunt. I'm thinking A or B.
Yeah, it's definitely a really fun game. I mean, I think it's kind of there's a pretty big. I think definitely one team. It's definitely the Ewoks that have the advantage. They pretty much always win, just because it's a lot. Like pretty much just if you have less than half of the majority, or like if your team doesn't have the majority, that at the like later into the match, you lose. It's just that, and it's not that
Yeah,
hard to
because,
do
like,
that.
the Wisties are just kind of
And it's just annoying
like,
because you kind of
really
just like
chipping.
get chipped away at your health, and it can be that a little bit. But it's definitely cool. It's the most imaginative and the most different game mode. And it's cool. You play as just a normal guy, but you're different from everything else. Just have a flashlight. It's actually scary. It's terrifying. Great
It's
best horror game of
it's
2016.
it's unlike
Um,
anything else in my opinion. Yeah.
yeah, I'd say A tier.
Yeah,
It's just
I'd
I'd
agree with A.
say,
it's also just an
I'd say,
infection, but with a twist.
I'd say B just because it kind of gets repetitive if you play a couple games, but
That
I
actually
could go
is
with
kind of
A.
fair.
It's a good point.
I don't know.
I
Flip a
mean, it
coin,
feels like
man.
it. I feel like it fits better in B tier, but I do really like it. But yeah, okay. High
Yeah,
B, high B, high B,
you're right.
high B. Next up we got Extraction. This game mode is completely dead.
It
And
was so dead they literally mixed it and strike together just so
yeah,
that anyone could. Yeah,
sorry, this list is slightly outdated, but it has all the game modes. So,
yeah, there's still
yeah,
different
no,
ones.
this is definitely lower tier in my opinion. Because even if it
Yeah.
wasn't dead, I would probably not really play it that much. It's not very fun. Um, yeah, I'm thinking one of these three.
I mean, I did a few videos on extraction on the channel. You could go check those out. That was before we did editing, so they're not as great. But the point is, it's like there's two different modes. There's like one where you have like you just pick up a thing and rush it to like an extraction point, and you just stay there and it'll leave, or you like push a cart around. I think the thing where you pick it up is a lot. It's definitely better. You also see it a lot more. Both are kind of interesting, but neither are like insane. It's kind of just rocket trooper based, and you can only have like 3 reinforcements. I think it's just not the best. It's still kind of cool. You'd probably play it and get some fun out of it. Just
I'm
not the
thinking
best.
C or D.
It's not really bad, but I don't know. I'd probably C.
What do you think, Brendan?
Um, I don't know. I guess C because it's just kind of like objective based blast.
I'd say low C, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Galactic Assault. Think about
Cullen, I
Galactic
know
Assault.
you're the
So the
resident
thing,
hater of
hold on,
Galactic
hold
Assault.
on, hold on, hold on. Let me speak. So Galactic Assault is like the main game mode in the game, and it's definitely not my personal preference. I really I'm never really down. I'd much rather play Supremacy or HVV or something. But the thing is, I don't really have a problem with putting in an S tier if you guys support it. It does feel like it belongs there,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. Like, I mean, it's just a pretty good combo. It's definitely an upgrade from Walker Assault in 2015 Battlefront.
It has a
It's
nice
just kind of,
variety. It's just not really my thing.
and there's the two different types. It's the only it's like so it's all real players, and that's kind of where all the sweats go, which is kind of annoying. But it's still fun. It's still fit. I think
Hmm
most
Yeah.
people would agree with
Also,
this too.
they didn't do it this New Year's, but there's like an event that was supposed to happen where it's like I think unlimited heroes can
Yeah, you
be
can have
played, and
all heroes at the
yeah,
same time, and it's wild. But
which I
we'll
mean
get.
that'd be chaos, but I don't know, seemed to be fun.
All
I
right.
think
So, you fine with that, Brendan? Yes.
Yeah,
All right. Next up, we have Hero Showdown. I feel like this one is also oftenly neglected, but I do think it is really fun. I really like Hero Showdown.
yeah, it's really
And I
it's a
think A or B, honestly. But you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, it gives more variety to the heroes versus villains formula because you can't respawn, which kind of makes it more cool and it's more duel based. It's still I don't really it's not perfect. I mean, there isn't a lot to perfect, but it's still kind of annoying when
It
you're
is
just like,
kind of dead too.
yeah, it's
Unfortunately.
like probably the biggest problem. This is one I was going to originally say. I was going to say you have to rely on your teammates a lot, and when you're doing randoms, you kind of just have the whim of luck, and it's also really annoying because you have to spend so much time waiting. And also in between games, if you win a round, you have to win 3 rounds. If you win the first round, if you win well, you probably will. One of the other enemies will probably leave, and you'll have to wait for the other guy to leave. Usually, you probably won't get another person, and you'll just have to wait for multiple minutes, and that's not
Yeah.
fun.
It's not really the game mode's fault, but yeah. I think A or B.
I think
Um,
only
that's
A. I
yeah,
mean, wait, actually, yeah.
yeah, I'm fine with A.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Hero Starfighters. So us three, we're generally not really a fan of either Starfighter. Let's do these two together. Actually,
Sure.
we're not really a fan
I
of
don't know.
the Starfighter modes that much. You were saying, Brendan? Sorry.
I'd probably put Starfighter Assault one above, just because my
Yeah, I
problem
think
with
Starfighter
Hero,
Assault's better than Fighter Heroes.
yeah, Hero Starfighters like actually so many of the deaths I see. Like, I mean, I've only played it 3 times
It's hard to.
or something.
It's really hard to get kills, and most of the time, I feel like the deaths are just people crashing.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
okay, so the worst thing about Starfighter gameplay in this, I think, because if it's just like a 1v1, all it is two people spinning in a loop. And it's not fun. It's just boring and kind of really stupid and kind of aggravating. And it's just not fun. And sometimes maybe, I mean, if you're, I'm not, it's not, I'm sure it's kind of skill based. If you crash into something, like, it's annoying. Yeah. And you get no forgiveness. You know, the Squadrons game that came out, I don't care about it because it's a Starfighter mode, and that's definitely an unpopular thing in Battlefront, but they made it anyway cool. One of the cool things I will give it, if you crash into things, you don't actually die. That's a kind of cool feature.
And
I don't know.
and people tend to agree with us. These two game modes are completely dead. You know, I don't
Yeah,
really.
I think F and D is fair because here
I think
Starfighter.
F and D. Yeah.
One of the few compliments I'll give here Starfighters is it's just kind of cool. Like, you know, in Heroes versus Villains, that everyone will just like walk in and you see the rosters, and but it's also kind of takes a little while. But for Hero Starfighters, it's quick, but it's kind of cool because they all spin around. It's whatever.
So I will say
It's like
this: I'd hop into Hero Starfighter sooner than I'd play the campaign again.
well, I wouldn't, but
All
I'd
right.
stop into Starfighter Salt before the campaign, but not Hero Starfighter.
All right. Next up, we have Instant Action, the basically better version of arcade. So
Well, it's kind of different. I don't know all
I
the
still
modes
think kind of
that are
C for it,
in.
but
Yeah, I think still C. Then it's
but
whatever.
sorry, I
If
don't
you
want to completely skip over it, but it is pretty similar. I think it's slightly better, but at the same time, you play Battlefront because of the multiplayer modes, in my opinion. And well, Instant Action can be kind of fun to just tear through people. Um, it's not my favorite.
okay.
All right, any other thoughts for Instant Action?
Nah, it's pretty
no,
unremarkable.
Yeah.
Alright, next up we got the third sort of flagship game mode, Heroes vs. Villains. This is probably my personal favorite. One thing I will say is that some of the people who kind of play it are kind of toxic, but it is so fun that it's really hard not to. It's kind of hard to ignore that. I think it is easy S, in my opinion.
Yeah. It does a
I'd
good
say.
job. You can speak then.
Oh, okay. I'd say Heroes vs. Villains and Hero Showdown are like the most toxic game modes. Like in our last video, I think. There's like 2 toxic guys that me and Caleb beat. That's pretty great. But
I don't know. I
actually,
mean,
I
people
think
are
that
kind of
same
toxic sometimes in
sometimes you
Galactic
have more
Assault
toxic
too.
people.
true, but
People are
also like
yeah.
from that same recording that wasn't in the video, but there was this one we were on Starkiller base, and it was Darth Maul. Me, Brendan, and his teammate died. They were both dead. It was just me and Darth Maul. Darth Maul was very low, and all he was doing was camping this one corner to try and throw me off the edge of Starkiller base. You might be wondering, how is that even possible? There is an edge, like, if you spawn like on the Resistance for like co-op or Galactic Assault, you might see like there's a little edge there. He was trying to throw me off that. That is nearly impossible, but all he was doing. He was just camping that, and it was the most annoying thing. Like, that was just stupid. That wasn't.
That's
It
not
was
even a
Hero
fun way
Showdown.
to play.
Yeah, it's just a point to like kind of annoying toxic players. Like, it's just not fun for anyone, but it's just really sweaty. And I will say, like, hero combat has come a long way, and it is one of the more fun kind of hero combat in any Star Wars games, honestly. I mean, there's definitely it's not like Jedi Fallen Order. I think is probably the best one, just because it's just Dark Souls, which is just cool, and but it's still cool. It's like a nice, agile, fun experience.
Yeah. No, Heroes vs. Villains is probably my most played game mode. Maybe co-op, but probably Heroes vs. Villains. I think it's really fun.
Mhm.
All right, last up we have Extraction. I think Extraction is pretty good. Not amazing. I don't really play it a ton. I prefer Blast and stuff. Or sorry, Strike, not Extraction. My bad. I think that Strike is probably B tier.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. You just plant a bomb and you wait. I think is the only form of it. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, but
It
it's
can.
fun.
I remember when I played it for the video, it was actually surprisingly intense, and it was pretty fun, but it pretty balanced. Honest, just a good time. Not really that remarkable. It's just kind of like cool. You get a few rounds in, you don't really want to play it anymore because it doesn't evolve, but you know,
All
it's
right.
there.
So this is the tier list. Unless we want to make any changes.
I don't think so. I got my
I
way
mean,
for most of this.
I kind of want to put what's it? Instant action is it? And like to D tier. My only thing, cause like
D
for
tier.
the other, like you have something to do at least, like an objective kind of. But on the other one, you just kind of can run around and get kills. I guess not much to it though.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna be honest. I played very little of instant action. I just kind of came, and I was like, I didn't even really think about it, and then it was just kind of there.
I don't know what actually replaced what. It might have been arcade that replaced instant action. I probably actually play more arcade. I'm not opposed to putting it in D tier, but
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Well, I don't actually know which came first, but I'm pretty sure that was it.
arcade was there at launch, and instant action
Okay.
wasn't.
Yeah. Well, either way, neither are really top tier game modes, and I don't really know if people care that much about them, so I don't think that those are going to be really the things that annoy us, the people on this list. Though I don't think this is a very controversial list.
So let's change that up. Hero Starters in S tier. Come on.
Yeah, no. But yeah,
That's it. Yep. Cool.
that's the
Okay.
list. If you
Yeah.
disagree, then eat a butt.